Your next deal is going to make you the highest paid writer in Hollywood, which will make you the highest paid writer in the world. Where do I sign?
Communism is not some faraway threat. Its most dangerous agents are here, in Hollywood. They need to be identified as the enemies they are.
Why movies? Why us?
We work in a business with cameras aimed at it.
Traitor.
Getting us could make them famous.
My 35 million readers want these traitors fired.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Evie.
It's really deserved.
Oh, thank you very much.
Where were you when the Oscar nominations were announced?
I actually was sleeping. I had been in an editing room on a movie called The Infiltrator, which comes out later this year, and only got to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. So my wife allowed me to sleep until 7, and then gently woke me up with the news. I was delighted.
Did you celebrate?
We did, but we celebrated in a way that was more just calm. You know, my life now is so social that my personality is such that when I'm not working and out and socializing and promoting a film and working, I like calm and quiet. And so we had a beautiful little dinner last night, great glass of wine, piece of fish, good salad, and just conversation. So it was really nice.
Can the nomination change your life as an actor?
When you realize that you are now a member of an exclusive group, which is an Academy Award nominee, it's certainly changed my perspective. It's like, wow. It's an enormously humbling experience. And yes, I think it can. I think it brings attention not just to your film, but also to you personally as an actor. And you may now meet a greater selection of filmmakers and storytellers from around the world, and I look forward to that happening.
Can you plan an acting career?
You can plan an acting career, but chances are it won't turn out that way. I think that the philosophy, and what I try to impart to younger actors, is just focus on the work. Be in love with the work. Love the empowerment of being an actor, that you can affect emotional change in other people. And if you can do that and make a living at that, that's a tremendous success. That's still my proudest moment when, at 25 years old, I became a professional working actor and never did anything other than act since then.
What is your biggest asset as an actor?
My biggest asset as an actor? Perhaps I feel strongly about trusting my sensibilities and perception. You know, being able to study human behavior and then replicate it is an important thing. Accessing your imagination, also very important.
With Trumbo, did you choose a project that you can totally stand behind?
Yes. I think that's the key when you're choosing projects. If you're fortunate enough to be in a position to be able to do that, you want to select your projects based on your ability to completely support it. And the message of Trumbo, a cautionary tale about defending civil liberties, I think that's something that anybody can get behind.
Absolutely. Do you agree that the movie is really important and tells us something?
I do. I think when you talk about does a movie still hold up? Does a movie made 10, 20, 50 years ago is it still relevant today? That's the mark of good filmmaking, that people can relate to it regardless of what generation they happen to be living in. And I think now in this era, yes, the message of what Dalton Trumbo went through in his era still is relevant today, that fear is a real emotion. It's to be concerned with, and it's to be discussed and how to alleviate it properly. Fear-mongering, however, is a shameful act and a shameful behavior. And we see examples of that in everyone's country, that those are the people who really, it's the easy way to go, to pick on people's fear for political gain or financial gain or whatever the case may be.
How do you disagree with him, and where do you agree with Trumbo?
I agree with Dalton Trumbo that he didn't want that fight. He defended himself, and I can certainly understand why and how he would want to do that, and I feel I would be in that same position. I could disagree with him now objectively because I'm not playing him anymore. Perhaps on his being prolific as a writer often gets you accolades, but he was prolific to a fault. You know, one thing when I was talking to Dalton Trumbo's daughters, who are alive and well and helped me tremendously, and I mentioned about a vacation. You know, where did you go on vacation? And they laughed. I said, we never went on vacation. Vacation to us was a Sunday drive. They didn't vacation as a family. And I thought, well, that's sad that he was so busy working that he didn't allow himself the freedom, the right to take his family on a vacation. And that's to a fault that your work ethic demands such attention.
And he was a chain smoker.
Oh!
There's not one scene in the movie you didn't smoke.
Tell me about it, Evie. I talked to his daughters about that, and they said, oh, he was the kind of guy who would finish a cigarette and light a new cigarette from it, you know. Oh. So I had to smoke a lot, and then he used that cigarette holder to use, and I think he enjoyed pontificating like that, gesticulating, letting people know about his attitudes and his opinions. He loved to hold court. But he was a man who didn't take care of himself. He drank too much, he smoked too much, he didn't sleep enough. And a human body can't withstand that kind of treatment for very long.
And he was in the bathtub.
But he was clean. That was the one thing. He was a very clean man.
There are other films around this year that take on the system, Spotlight, The Big Short. Do you think movies really can change something? Change in the consciousness of people?
I do. I think films and television can sway opinion. They can create a groundswell. Hopefully they're of a positive nature that can hopefully make positive changes. The movies that you mentioned, Spotlight and Big Short, are two really wonderful films, and they can help people, filmgoers, to be entertained first and foremost, but also help to be pointed in the right direction of, boy, that seems wrong. We should make sure that doesn't happen again, as in The Big Short, or as in Trumbo, as in Spotlight.
Right.
Let's secure that. Let's protect our children. Let's protect our finances. Let's protect our freedom of speech. And I think there is a tremendous value in storytelling, and that's why I'm so proud to be a member of this community.
Absolutely. We are really excited to see you in new projects and new films.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.